After 54 years, Mary Poppins has returned, so let's talk about it. When the Banks family is in danger of losing their home, Mary Poppins arrives to help the family and watch the kids. Along the way, they get in a bunch of wild adventures. As the original Mary Poppins is an absolute classic, I'm sure a bunch of you have some big thoughts and emotions on that film as well as this one, so be sure to share down below in the comment section, what did you think about this film? Did you love it? Did you hate it? And everything in between. With that said, let's get started talking about the good. And the absolute best thing about this film is that it is true to the style, the tone, the feel of the original film. It doesn't try to modernize things or update things or use 21st century technology and CGI. It's not trying to bring modern day values, sentimentality, or anything like that into the film. What it does is it feels like a natural continuation of the original film, and even using 2D animation in the way that it's drawn, the style goes all the way back to the 60s. The look, it feels like it's on a soundstage like the original film. The music is true to the form of the original. It feels like the sequel that we might have gotten 50 years ago to the original film. Emily Blunt plays a delightful Mary Poppins that has all the spark to her, all the bite to the character, while just being this fun, whimsical character that whisks these kids away on an adventure. She gets to sing and dance, and she absolutely fills this role properly. Equally important, Lin-Manuel Miranda equally fills the role of the Bert type character in this film. He likewise is of course able to sing and dance, is a great entertainer and a great partner for Mary Poppins on these mini adventures. Speaking of their mini adventures, they found a way to take the types of things that they did in the original film of characters going into animation and do that in a way that looks like 60s animation, while at the same time doing all kinds of things that there's no way that they could have done in the 60s. So it's a great way to feel true to the original while using modern technology to advance the types of things that they're doing. And in doing so, in trying to use the 60s styles with modern technology, you get some very cool visuals. In particular, a chase sequence that happens, I've never seen anything like it before. It was really cool to look at. And as it is a musical, you gotta talk about the songs, and there's plenty of catchy, fun little songs that put a smile on your face. From there, let's move on to the negative. The big thing that comes to mind is that the main plot feels kind of like an afterthought. Like they wanted to have a story that felt reminiscent to the original film and had certain themes to it that were the same as that film, in which case they came up with something and then we just go off on these adventures that have nothing to do with it, and then we loop back around to resolve our story at the end of the film in a way that feels familiar to us from what we saw before. But it's a very simple story that doesn't have a lot of emotional weight to it. Any sort of emotion you get out of it really ties back to the nostalgia that you have for the original. You don't feel a bunch of character arcs inside of it with the way the story really plays out. The film also feels about 20 minutes too long. I watched the original film about a month ago with my kids, and coming out of this one, I assumed that this was 30 minutes longer than that film. It's not. They're right about the exact same length. This one just felt a little bit more stretched out because the story felt so thin. But really what limits this film is that it doesn't feel like it was created to do something exciting, fresh, and new. It exists to provide us more of what we loved about the original film. It's entirely a nostalgia play. The movie feels a lot like a great cover of your favorite song. It's enjoyable, it's a new take on something you enjoyed, but your favorite song is still better than the cover version. It's more of what you enjoyed, it's a little bit different, but it's not a new song. That's what this movie's like. It's enjoyable, it does exactly what it's aiming to do, but it's not a fresh new film. So I'd give this movie a B and a 7 out of 10. If you enjoyed the original, you will absolutely have fun with this film. Just don't expect anything mind-blowingly fresh and new. Remember to tell me what you thought about it down below in the comments section. Thank you so much for watching, and keep talking movies too much.